Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and today we're going to be playing some Mech HQ. Would like to start by shouting out, we do have a new follower, Bamham. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Bamham, whatever. And I would also like to shout out the YouTube people, people watching this on YouTube. Glad to have you with us. Always appreciate the comments. I've tried to be better about responding to them in a timely manner. So if you are watching this on YouTube, do comment. I do read them. I appreciate it. And to everybody, happy Tukia Day. May 20th, the anniversary of the day Comstar beat the clans at Tukiad. And some of the more astute among you may have noticed that transition there was just a little bit different. I'm now rocking a dual monitor situation, so please bear with me. I've noticed a couple of little kinks with that. Nothing major, just sometimes it won't let my cursor go off the left side of the screen. That'll probably become an issue later. No big deal, we'll work through it when we get there. But I appreciate you bearing with me. One other bit of housekeeping. It has been suggested that I do more streaming. I wanted to touch base with you guys and try to get some feedback. Are you interested in seeing more of the Silent K? And if so, when would you consider the best time for me to do that for your schedule? Right now I'm thinking about doing a Tuesday and Thursday thing. What? So yeah, leave a comment or hit up the Discord. There is a link to the Discord in my Twitch profile. So if you'd like to join the community, I would appreciate that. And if I do stream more, one game in particular I would definitely be considering streaming would be XCOM, the old original, DOS Windows 98 game. Not the recently released one, and by recently I mean, like less than 10 years ago. So, yeah, with that out of the way, we are picking up pretty much exactly where we left off. Couple of things first. Wanted to make sure all of the people that got hurt in that last mission get the proper medical care that they need. So we assign as many of those to our best doctor as we can, and the rest to our other veteran. What else? Oh yes, pressing matter. We need to reorganize the Marianas Lance, because as it currently stands, it's 315 tons, and we need to figure out a way to fit in Hoser in his Awesome, which brings the total up to 395 tons, which is technically not a droppable lance, the limit being 390 tons, so we have to drop someone. I had some thoughts on how I was going to accomplish that. What I want to do, we need to take Petra out of the Archer, and we want to put Captain Murdoch, and this is screwing me up. Let me set this up how I'm used to. Thank you. Murdoch is going to be in the Archer. So he's going to be able to make good use of the medium lasers that it carries. I was going to put Petra in the Orion. So I need to free that up for her. The Orion. And now we should have an appropriate lance. So yeah, 295. So we're still technically an assault lance, but just barely. And that might be a problem. I think, actually, now that I'm looking at this a little more clearly, well, I'd like to have Petra in the Archer because she has multitasker. That'll take care of the penalty for, you know, using the lasers at a close range target and the LRMs at a long range target. But Captain Belfry kind of has to be in the Lance, as do Wyvern and Hoser. So one thing that I've got here is I need details, and I need to do this. And back to general. We do have the rifleman would be ideal, but we're not gonna have the rifleman for another, real quick, all the way at the top, I guess. Yeah, another 10,000 minutes, which is, let's see, you figure there's almost 1,000 minutes every 2 days. So that's 20 days, give or take, 22, 23 probably days. And I think that's still before the roll, so it'll be another at least that long after the roll. So the rifleman's going to be out of commission for a little while. However, what we do have is this here Hermes, and we'll have our one and only green tech do that. We'll put Petra in said Hermes, and then remove, add Hermes. Okay, so now we're looking at 260 tons. Now we could, if we wanted to, replace the Archer with the Orion. We do have the 5 tons that it, allowance that it would take to do that. However, I think I'd rather have the Archer on account of the additional heat sinks versus the Orion with only 10. Also, this gives us the opportunity to do a refit on the Orion if we choose. And if I recall, the refit that I wanted to do was to drop the LRM 15 to an LRM 10, which should save 2 tons. And I was going to drop a ton of ammo, so that would give us the 13 heat sinks. However, I don't think... I don't know. Maybe we could put one of our regulars on it. Who is doing the... That is, Shasa is working on the rifleman. Okay, so you're a veteran. And I think I did that because I was hoping against hope that you would make it on the first roll. But we could have our green tech, Kazuko here, start working on that refit, and that should be a relatively quick refit, I think. Let me just refresh my memory. That was the KA, if I recall, with the LRM 10, single ton of ammo, 13 heat sinks. Yeah. So that is looking at 6 days. That's actually not bad. 6 days is very doable, and I think that it would really help the Orion be a much more viable candidate. So yeah, let's go ahead. I know you don't have any minutes for today, but you should start on that tomorrow. And let's, yep, 2,700 minutes left on that. So cool. So okay, that was first item of business. Was reorganizing the Lance. We took care of a couple of other things there. We next need to repair and rearm. Of course, first we want to make sure everyone is in the transport bay that can be. We do have 2 mechs that are still in the field because we have a limited number of bays. And the only thing I think is going to be a problem there is going to be this 1 bit of armor damage on the Awesome, which we can hopefully earn some XP failing at least. Okay, the Archer is in the transport bay, so that's cool. So that's a 5. With only 1 veteran, I need to save her time as much as possible, so I'm not trying to waste time on some 4s. We could do these 2. It is Sunday, so we might, if we're not lucky, have a battle tomorrow. Let's start with reloading some ammo bins. And oh yeah, next item of business. We have no Thumper or Long Tom ammo. So we need to go ahead and purchase some ammo for those. We're not looking for Davy Crockett ammo. We're not looking for primitive ammo. And I understand there's a difference between a Long Tom and a Long Tom cannon. We're looking specifically for Long Tom ammo, and I think this is the right one. Cluster, Copperhead. I don't even know what Copperhead Long Tom ammo is. Fast Cam, Flechette. I think Flechette is somehow related to flak ammo, maybe. But for right now, we're just looking for basic Long Tom ammo, and I think 10 tons at 5 shots a ton should be plenty. And then we also need... Oh, would help if I was typing right. And Thumper ammo, in lieu of any of these special ammo types, I think we're just gonna buy, I think, 5 of those, because 100 shots should keep us pretty good for a while, and with any luck, some of that will arrive tomorrow. 4, 4, 10, 2, 7, 12. Okay, we've got some Long Tom coming tomorrow, some more Long Tom coming tomorrow. It's gonna be 2 days before we have any Thumper in. No big deal. We're not planning on using it before then anyway. And this just leaves the armor damage left that needs to be taken care of. I think we're gonna have Chris do the 2 we were looking at before. And I hate that this rando has more XP than my named tech. I really want B to be like a veteran, but it's gonna be a while. But I will, in the interests of role playing, I guess, and against my better judgment, give her some jobs that I normally wouldn't, just for the XP. And then trying to keep that 5 target number as much as possible, while distributing the time as efficiently as possible between my techs. And that, yep, okay. Are these all gonna be 6? Because the Atlas is so new. No, this one is already times 2. Times 2, times 2. Okay, so we just need to double time for all of these so we can see what we're working with here. We'll have Lenny do that. And should be able to do that and that and that. Okay, 5 minutes, no big deal. 45 minutes, we can work on this. And then we've got 2 techs left. Let's give Veronica Hurst the big jobs, because she has less XP. And that'll be another hour tomorrow. Oof, man, we took some hits during that last battle. So that is the Atlas being the only one still worked on, and that only has 2 things being worked on, so that's great. That will be in 2 days. Tomorrow we can start fixing up one vedette by taking apart some others. We do have 1 veteran mechanic who will be in charge of doing all of the armor. Or as much armor as we can get done in 1 day. 60 minutes, 54 minutes would leave me with 30. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that and see if there's maybe a 30. There does not appear to be a 30. So what we're going to do We can spend 6 of tomorrow's minutes. No big deal. And then stabilizers. I usually give to regulars at ×4 because that usually equates to that target number of 5. So we do that one, and we do that one. And that one. And that one. Okay, looks like most of this is actually going to be veteran work, and we've only got the one veteran. We do have ammo bins that we can salvage on a 5 with a green or not. At least shouldn't break the ammo, right? Actually, this one is operational. What can we do to get that one up and running? Have Doodles do that, and Kirti Busana do that. Let's see, Doodles can scrap another stabilizer, and we'll have Kirta here do a couple more. So that is all of our mechanics occupied, and all of our mechs almost fixed. Is there anything else we could be working on with our spare time? Doesn't look like. So we've got the Orion refitting. Yeah, that's about to be fixed. The Mackie and the Emperor in mothballs, and that's the primitive Emperor, the primitive Mackie. We've got an Archer Mark II in mothballs, and that's the one with 2 fewer medium lasers but 2 more heat sinks. In addition to the one we're using, we've got the Grand, the Rifleman being refitted, the Hermes is in the Lance. Make sure everyone has, well, these 3 tanks I'm not worried about assigning a tech on account of they aren't going to be with us for a month, and that's how long it takes for the maintenance roll. Next point of business is I may or may not have any soldiers available for this lance. We're going to ungroup by unit. We're going to it would appear we do in fact not have any spare infantry hanging around. So, and this is something I assume works like this. Higher minimum complement. Okay, they are now undamaged, and we now have, I assume, should be 10. Oh yeah, that reminds me, 10 versus 11, because we had, I guess it wouldn't be an orange yet. How about we sort like, no, is that not, is there perhaps fluff? No. Biographical? No. Where would it be? Under general, I would assume. Or we could just do it like this. We'll have to go hunting. One of these guys, yes. Bradley here lost a leg. So, well, technically, losing a leg only affects your piloting ability, and therefore he is still a fully capable infantryman, capable of hauling around an autocannon 10 and firing it. Just in the interests of role-playing and fluff, we're going to go ahead and assign him to none and see if we can't do this again. Mike Na should be the new one, and yes, he has a rank of none, which means he was just hired. So, Go back to group by unit, go back to active personnel, sort by skill level and role. Okay, just the way I need it to be. So Bradley, I guess we will keep him on the roles until we can figure out some way to replace his leg, I guess. I mean, I feel bad for the guy. I know he's nothing more than a name and a skill level, but like I want to keep him in the roles. I want him to you know, not be a disabled veteran, I guess, burden on society, what have you. So he can stick with us. He can collect his salary of 450 C-bills per month. That's fine. We can afford it. And it assuages my guilt a little bit. So in my opinion, it is absolutely worth it. To have a one-legged infantryman on the rolls, no big deal. So let's see, hire infantry, Bradley V. All right, so I don't think there is anything else I need to take care of before we continue on to Monday. Yes, I know, unmaintained units. All right, personnel market, first things. Autocannon 5 field gunners. Can we use them? We currently have 2 20s, 2 10s, 2 5s. If we pick up another 5, yeah, we could do 2 lances of field gunners. That sounds cool. So let's go ahead. We'll hire you for cheap as heck, because that's how infantry works. Ungroup by unit. Let's see here. Did I miss some? Those are all regulars. There should be some veterans. Yeah, there they are. Is there an elite maybe? Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna be a sergeant. And you guys are all gonna be privates. And then there should be some regulars. You guys are also now privates. Wait, did I do that wrong? Oh, I was looking in the wrong column. I was still looking in this none column, and I was like, I gave them a rank. And then some greens should be down here. And you guys are all now privates as well. And then we can add, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to and we are going to add some light field gunners, and we're gonna put 20, 20, and a 10 here, and then we're gonna have a 10, a 5, and a 5, and we're also going to add the new 5. So now we've got a bit of a mix here. 10 and 5s in the lights, no 2s, which I don't feel bad about in the slightest. I'm not a fan of autocannon 2s. Besides their range, the only real advantage they have is that there are 4 guns per squad, and that to me is pretty minor when you're only doing 2 points of damage. Because the way I see it, 4 autocannon 2s still does less damage than 2 autocannon 5s. But that's just me. I kind of want to, where did it go? There it is. Infantry, and this is not quite a full lance, and they're not artillery, are they? No, they're not. And I'm okay with using the same background color, so we can go with that for now. And then basically the same thing here, except that it'll be a full lance, not mechanized. There we go. Full lance, and the orange background for infantry. So, yeah. All right, so now besides our lance of mechs, we've got 2 lances of field gunners and a rear echelon, which includes 2 artillery vehicles, a quick reaction force of mostly hover vehicles, and some mechanized and foot platoons. So, yeah, the infantry platoons are pretty much never going to see any use except perhaps in a base defense. Same with the quick reaction force. Artillery is probably not going to see a lot of use either, to be honest. I'm all about the mechs. The field gunners are probably going to be the one that sees the most use. I might try to bring them in on like it must be a defensive mission. I'm not trying to put field gunners out there when we're launching an assault. And it also, I really would only try to field them if we were like particularly outnumbered to try to reinforce, but I'll try not to be too liberal with that. So, we do have a new mission in a couple of days. And that is a chase mission where we are being chased, where we have to reach the south edge with at least half of our forces to win. And we are also being loaned a Spider 5V, which... Oh, with a super elite pilot. And it's... Okay. Usually I'd like to take a look at them if I'm not sure what unit it is by right-clicking on it, but that doesn't seem to be working. Okay. That 3.5 and a Hetzer, 3.6 and a Hetzer, those are going to be... Okay, this one's got an AC 10, which is, I guess, kind of a relief, but this one has the AC 20. The Pike support vehicle, I think, has autocannon 2s, yeah. 3 of them and some SRMs, so just a little pinger. Couple Wasps, Stinger, and a Locust, a 3-3 and a Stalker. That is, let's see, yeah, 2 medium lasers in the left arm, LRM-10, 2 medium lasers in the right arm, large laser, SRM-6. Okay, so yeah, that's your basic Stalker, which is kind of scary when it has a veteran pilot at the wheel. And then also a Black Knight with a 3.6 at the helm. And that has medium laser, large laser, medium laser, large laser, medium laser, large laser, medium laser, small laser. So just all the lasers. I was thinking there was a variant of the Black Knight that had a PPC, and that's what I was checking to see if it was. But if there is, if I'm not mistaken, that's not what we're looking at, it doesn't seem. And then air support, and Princess is going to want to bring bombs for these fighters, and I'm not going to let her. And if she says tough, I will tell her tougher, and we'll see how that goes. But that's not until the 2nd. Again, we're running a heavy lance towards the top of the bracket, which is good. Oh yeah, there was one thing I meant to do and totally forgot. I wanted to pick a camo for Hoser. And I'm thinking something kind of ice and snow themed, because, you know, Hoser is a northern thing. So let's see how that looks. Oh, yes. Yes, I like that. We're going with that one. So I love that color. I love the black and the red for Grand, and then the blue and the white for everyone else. So, done deal. Happy with that. This is our lance. That Hermes looks so tiny and insignificant compared to them, and to be fair, it kind of is. And we're looking at 2 medium lasers and an autocannon 5, so a total maximum damage output of 15. Not even enough to force a PSR on its own. Not quite as maneuverable as I'd like, but fairly heavily armored for a 40-tonner. And no torso twist. I forgot. If I remember, if I was ever aware of that, it apparently slipped my mind. So that is going to be something to watch out for. Alright, so back to the command center, personnel market, we did that. Maintenance on the heavy tracked APC. We've got some armor down, a couple machine guns up, motive system down. I would not call that a positive on the whole, but we'll deal with it. And then we've got a tracked SRM losing some armor and left side quality. Not great. Some ammo arrived, including a long tom ammo. So we can go ahead and have our green tech do that. Let's see. Fixed some armor on the Atlas. Good deal. Earned some XP. Nice. Failed to salvage the stabilizer. Oh well. Let's see. Salvaged armor. Rifleman refit under 10,000 minutes. Orion refit in what, like 5 days for the roll. There's the field gunners we hired. Is there anything else we need to do before we carry on? That'll be here tomorrow. Yes, there is. I'm glad I checked. Let's go ahead and continue getting this armor off and these stabilizers. Doodles needs the XP. Sabra can do a machine gun, I hope. Maria can salvage some ammo. Hanlon salvaging an autocannon 5 and failing, so we'll work on that until tomorrow. Yeah. So yeah, we are short of techs. As soon as we get the opportunity, we are definitely going to be hiring as many techs as we can afford, which is going to be a lot. So, advancing the day, yes, we know we have unmaintained units. Ammo has arrived, salvaged armor, salvaged autocannon, salvaged machine gun ammo bin, good deal. Orion in 4 more days. Have our veteran salvaging armor. And having our regulars salvaging guns and ammo. Actually, let's have the green one doing that. Start working on that engine. It's going to be a couple of days. And start working on those sensors. It's going to be a couple of days. I feel like I could optimize who's getting the big jobs better, but honestly, I'm not too worried about it right this second. So we've got contract market is updated, unit market is updated. We could buy a Reaver for well above the market price, but that is a heck of a ship with an autocannon 20 and no less than 36 SRMs with plenty of ammo to back it up. But that is 7 million C-bills. We currently have fundage of just shy of 18 million, so that would be close to half of all that we have. And if I'm honestly, I feel like I'm more than anything trying to save up for a dropship, and those are incredibly expensive. But right now we just haven't got the transport capacity to be throwing around on things, and we also don't have a pilot or a tech, I don't think, for aerospace. We could buy a Wolverine for 10% off, and that is not a bad mech. It's actually really good for modifying in various ways. In its stock configuration, I feel like it's over heatsink, but that just gives you more tonnage to play with in other ways. We've got a Phoenix Hawk, we've got a Hatchetman with the hatchet, not the old school one without. Oh, but that's a black market. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the black market. Alright, so nothing on the unit market we're really worried about. Enemy morale is now high. There's going to be a big battle this month. Lovely. So that could end up being like a base defense or a convoy battle. It ends up taking all night. Gained rather a lot of XP, mostly privates it looks like. Maintenance on the Long Tom, mostly bad news. We've got armor, right side, armor, stabilizer, machine gun. Okay. Salvage the autocannon 50, still working on the engine and sensors. Salvage the armor. Rifleman refit in 8,000, almost 9,000 minutes. Orion in 3 days. Earned 6 million today. And cost 300,000 in salaries. So we shall carry on carrying on. Let's go ahead, get that out of the way. Those are still working. Have our veteran doing armor. and will continue to do so until instructed otherwise. We've got some LRMs and a machine gun. That'll be done. Oh, wow. Didn't mean to have a green tech do that. That's going to be a 7-up. We might have to scrap that machine gun. Well, except we're not going to scrap it if it comes to that. We just leave it on and sell it because you do get money that way. You know, it's a machine gun's worth of money, so not a lot, but yeah, if your techs ever irreparably break something when they're trying to fix it, it might be worth it not to scrap it and just leave it installed until you can sell the vehicle and get the cash for it. Alright, so we've got a mission today. Maintenance on the Scorpion, so that's armor quality down, but the engine and turret lock up, so I'd call that a net positive. We've got some ammo has arrived, still working on that engine, failed to salvage the sensors and the machine gun, which is now going to get sold. Salvage the armor, working on the rifleman, Orion in 2 days. So let's see. We need to assign someone to that. Let us. One with the least XP on the biggest job. We'll have Doodles work on the machine gun and Hanlon work on the other. And our veteran will continue with the armor operations. Okay. So. Marianas Lance has been deployed. And again, that's Captain Murdoch Belfry and the Archer, Fred Jones, aka Hoser, and the Awesome, Petra and the Hermes, which doesn't torso twist, which could be a problem, I hope not, and Frederick French, aka Wyvern, and the Grand, the Warhammer. So, without any further ado, let us go ahead and launch that game. And they have a total BV of 11,000, so versus our 9,000. This might be one of those situations where we just run like all get out and try to get away rather than turn around and try to mow them all down, which is honestly what I'm prone to doing in situations like this. I did forget to check because we have one reroll, so that is daylight, clear weather, light fog. If I recall, light fog affects lasers, which might be bad for us because we use a lot of lasers, because why wouldn't we? Or we could use our reroll to try to maybe flatten out this map a bit. Yeah, I think that is the plan. We're going to use our reroll. We're going to try to reduce this elevation some. See how it looks if we do that. Well, it still leaves a big old mountain in the middle, but most of the rest of the map is flat. So if we just skirt around the outside, we should be fine, I hope. Also, we do have a point of strategy on our commander, which should let us deploy a turn sooner. So let's go ahead and configure that in with a speed of 4 plus 1 for strategy is 5 out of 12 leaves 7. The Hermes, which is a speed 6 plus 1 is 7 from 12 leaves 5. Warhammer, likewise speed 4, turn 7. Awesome, speed 3, comes in on turn 8. The Spider, with a speed of 9, including its jumping modifier, plus 1 for strategy, should be coming in on turn 2. So at least we shouldn't be too worried about losing the Spider, because that would cost us points on our contract, and that would be no good. So let me just look at this. We've got, oh yeah, and the Strike Fighters like to come in with bombs. We do not like for them to come in with bombs. And you say you don't have any bombs, but somehow I'm skeptical. Okay, so it looks like on turn 2 we'll have the spider. And then the spider will have a couple rounds to himself before the locust shows up. Shouldn't be a problem. With a good head start, we should be able to keep away from him. And then nothing else happens until round 5, when our Hermes and 2 enemy wasps show up. Turn 6 is going to be this exterminator. And what exactly is an exterminator? It's old, apparently. It came out in 3007. 65 tonner, moves 585. It's not primitive or anything. It's pretty well armored, especially for going up against lights. 4 medium lasers, an LRM-10, a machine gun, and a small laser. Okay, that's going to be interesting. And that is, in fact, aside from the Stalker, that and the Black Knight, that's his big boy. And Black Knight's showing up on turn 8, so that's going to be the same turn as the Awesome. Thunderbolt is showing up that round as well. 2 Hetzers showing up that round. Okay, so the Awesome, when he arrives, is going to be badly outnumbered. 2 Hetzers, a Thunderbolt, and a Black Knight. And that's also the turn the Strike Fighters arrive. So lovely. I don't think I'm missing anything. I'm not gonna lie, there is no small amount of hesitation in me right now. I'm a little nervous about this mission, being so badly outnumbered and whatnot. So let's see, where is gonna be our quickest avenue to the south? It looks like maybe the 2000 column is pretty clear for a while. 1000 or the 01 column is gonna have to climb this mountain a little bit. Yeah, I think we're gonna hug the right side for this one. It's mostly clear. And we are just, especially with that spider, just trying to get out of the line of fire. Everyone else is, I think, not going to be fast enough to get away from the Hetzers. The Hetzers being a 4-6 movement profile, which is as fast as most of what I'm bringing. So honestly, that autocannon 20 kind of has me worried. Let's see, there is a road going through those woods. There's some up and down here, there's some up and down here. I'll run this turn, but I suspect next turn, yeah, we're probably going to run both turns. Need a 2, no problem. Because they finally gave me a decent pilot. Yeah. Turn 4, we have lost initiative for deployment. Oh, I thought we were deploying something on turn 4. I guess I was mistaken. 4, 8, 9, yeah. Running further than we jumped this turn. Still no targets. Okay, we have 1 initiative this turn. And so we can put the Hermes here to follow suit. And there are a lot of them right now. With no torso twist, do you mind? With no torso twist, the only way I've got to shoot behind me is to actually turn. Let's see, that would give me out to here. Do we have anything in the arms? Okay, we've got a medium laser in the arm. So we'd barely be able to reach that locust at long range. That's long range is 8, 9, 10 for my movement, 11, 12, 13 for his movement. 12 with a gunnery of 3. We could take a shot if we did this. It would not be a good shot. Or we could just try to get as much distance as possible and not take a shot. Yeah, I don't think that shot's worth the extra hex. Oh, but you have a shot apparently. And that is on 12s, so no big deal. So those both missed. The Wasp built up a point of heat. We have one initiative for this round. There's the Exterminator. He was a 585, yeah. Same movement profile as the classic 55-ton trio. Not quite as fast as a 6'9" though, especially over open terrain. The Wasp might be able to have another shot on me, but probably won't be a good one. The Locust is definitely catching up though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, no change, or no difference. Still not in a position to torso twist. No heat. And now we are deploying our big boys. So that's going to be, I think, Grand in the lead and Petra behind. Kind of want to save them for last. Do you mind? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we might as well just keep running. The Hermes. How did you? I mean, besides the Locust, the Wasps are really the only quick thing here. And I don't know why you turned your back to me. Maybe so you can take a shot on someone else, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna turn to face you, and then maybe next turn we'll back up to here or something. Or we could turn and run this way or something. Either way, this gives me a good shot this turn and leaves my options open for next turn. Exterminator would be a fool if he didn't jump 5. No, he ran 3 for a mod of 1. Plus the heavy woods is going to be plus 3s to hit. So that's 7 9s. It's not a great shot, but it is a shot. And we outmass him. So I think we can get away with that. And then the Wasp. I kind of want a walking accuracy shot on the Wasp. I'd like to be able to take out that little bugger. And at 3 hexes, that's just right for our medium lasers, of which we have 4. Yeah. There we go. So, as always, we start with the big guns, so that's 10 points there. And a bunch of 9s, hopefully at least 1 or 2 of them hit. The Archer on the Wasp with 4s, lovely. And a 10 with the LRMs. Yeah, we'll take that for no build-up heat, or no heat build-up. No build-up heat. I sound like a caveman. The medium lasers and the autocannon at the Wasp. Hopefully we leg it or something. Take it out of the fight. So the Wasp at the Archer hits him in the right arm for 5. The Wasp at the Hermes misses. The Warhammer misses with the PPC, but does land one of the medium lasers to the right arm. It's a little disappointing. The Locust on the Hermes hits a machine gun to the right leg, leaving us with 12. The Archer at the Wasp annihilating the right arm with lasers, going into the right torso, almost stripping the center torso, internal on the right torso. The LRM-20, of course, goes wide. The Vedette at the Hermes needs a 12 and misses. The Hermes at the Wasp missing on 7s. The Exterminator on the Archer hits the right leg and the left arm for 5 each, leaving us with 17 armor on that arm. But not too bad. I'd say that was a pretty decent turn for us. And the Wasp makes his 20-point check. Hermes is in a position to kick on a 6. We'll do that. The Wasp kicks the Warhammer in the left leg for 4, leaving us with 24 armor. We missed our kick on the Wasp with a 4, but nobody falls down, which is good. The Exterminator is now a 4-6-5 for the next turn due to heat. That is a lot of roll-offs. We tied on 11s, we tied on 11s, we tied on 10s, and then it was a 9 versus 10. So we lost initiative. But we put up a good fight. We've only lost about 1% of our BV. They've lost about 2, so we're in the lead there, but we're still 1,230 points behind them, give or take. But here comes Hoser, and Hoser has PPCs, and PPCs will wreck stuff. I forgot there's also 2 Hetzers, a Thunderbolt, and a Black Knight. So we will see how this ends up going. First things first, of course, we want the Spider getting the heck out of here. And we want the Hermes. The Hermes' plan was originally to back up to here. That Wasp can jump 6 hexes, which would put him here. So he can't quite get behind me. Locust can, but that's, I mean, I don't see any way to avoid that. So we'll go ahead and do that. Worst case scenario, we'll only get 1 laser shot on the Wasp. And yeah, it looks like that's what he's aiming to do. Let's see, that Vedette is trying to make himself not a target. I think that gives us a range of 12 on the Hetzers, which is medium for the PPCs. That would be outstanding. It's extreme for his autocannon 20. Yeah, that gives us a walking modifier. That gives us the smalls and mediums on the Vedette. That to me looks like a good move. It opens us up a bit to the Exterminator if that's what he wants to do, but I think that's the price of doing business. Want the Archer to move at least 5 hexes so he's nice and evasive, and if we can turn that way, then we would be able to put LRMs on the Hetzer, but at long range. I'd be able to torso twist and get, well, depending on where the Exterminator goes, we do have LOS on this guy. What happens if we, okay, so that's medium range on this Hetzer. And he's got no movement modifier. So we would need 2, 3, 4 for medium range, 5, 6 for running. Yeah, 6 is on the Hetzer, and we're at long range for him. That's a deal. There might be some light woods in the way, we'll see. And the Awesome, of course, is going to come over here, try to get some evasion, try to get 6 hexes away from that Thunderbolt so his large laser is out of range. And let me double check this Black Knight, make sure he doesn't have a PPC, because no, it's just the 3 larges and not quite enough heat sinks to use them all. So that's going to be medium range for him at least, plus 2 for my movement. So that's 8, 9 for his movement. Well, 8 because he's a 3/6 pilot. So 8's on my back with large lasers. Oh, he's got no back armor. But I thought I was... yeah, we could tank a large laser or 2 on our back. We will have to turn around and deal with those guys before too long, though, because they're faster than me. Alright, so 8's on the Hetzer, done and done. And then 8's on the Vedette. So I want 1, I think I want 2. Actually, wait. Let me try something. Yeah, we'll go with 8's on the Hetzer, obviously. And then 6 is on the Exterminator. But I want to get some bigger guns on the Exterminator first. So let's go ahead and punch some holes in his armor with some PPCs and stuff. And then hit him with some mediums and smalls. And we don't have any targets for the medium lasers. Wouldn't mind being able to punch that wasp or something, but if I'm shooting the exterminator, he is directly out of my reach. So I think that's the plan for him. And just like we practiced, and sixes, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, putting us at 33 heat, which is acceptable, and giving us, what is that? 6 times 3 is 18, plus 10 is 28 damage potentially on the exterminator, so that's lovely. And with any luck, we'll immobilize that Hetzer as well. So this could end up being a very good turn for us. You had one primary target in mind, and those are 9s. That's, oh, unspecialized, because we're good with lasers. Plus running, plus medium range, plus both of those would count. I thought since he was on the higher elevation, the lower woods wouldn't count, but I guess I was wrong. But we're still taking the 9s. And then we'll take a 6 with that one, and an 8 with that one. And how about another 6 with that one for 3 heat? You say that, but it's still an 8, right? Yeah, still an 8. Oh, and the Black Knight is shooting the Archer, not the Awesome, and he only needs 8s and 12s. That's going to be in the back too. Yeah, if one of those large lasers hits us in the left or right torso, that could suck. That could be a one-hit kill with those ammo bins there. Here's hoping that the odds are in our favor. Hermes, you've got 6 on, what is that, a Locust? Yeah, we'll take a 6 on the Locust and an 8 on the Wasp. Going all John Woo, shooting one with each arm. And the autocannon 5, I don't think, wait, on a 9, but that would cost us 2 points to hit against the Locust because they're not in the same arc, and that would change my primary target. So I would then need an 8 on the Locust. And it's got the low profile, which means if I roll an 8 or a 9, it only does 2 points of damage. I think... Yeah, I think I'm best off like this. As much as I want to do something to that Wasp. And then, yeah, these guys, of course, are going to be out of range and out of arc for the medium lasers. Alright, so... excuse me. The Awesome on the Exterminator hits with 2 PPCs to the left leg and the center torso. So that's going to force a piloting check already, and his left leg is down to less than half of its armor. The Black Knight hitting the Archer in the right leg and the left torso. I thought he had a back shot. Oh, because I turned the Archer. I forgot. Yeah, so we're using the right side table. Still managed to hit the left torso, but at least it didn't go internal. So that's lovely. Leaving us with enough armor that we can continue tanking for a little bit. Wasp misses the Awesome on an 8. Warhammer missing both of his shots at the Hetzer, but landing some hits on the Exterminator to the right arm for 5. Center torso for 3. Right torso critical hits the Jump Jet. Center torso down to 7 armor there. Left leg down to 6 armor there. The Wasp at the Hermes hits with 1 SRM to the center torso, and the Locust on the Hermes hits with a machine gun to the right arm, but we're still alright there. Our Archer on the Hetzer missed both of his 9s, and on the Exterminator only hits with 1 of his medium lasers, 5 to the right arm, leaving 4 armor. So the Exterminator's looking pretty banged up at this point. Hetzer shoots at the Warhammer and misses his 11, but man did he come closer than I like. And the Hermes misses both of his shots. For all that deliberation, didn't make a difference. The AC-10 Hetzer hits the Warhammer in the left torso, leaving him with 10 armor. So that kind of sucks. The Vedette on the Warhammer misses with everything. Thunderbolt on the Warhammer does land 12 missiles. All of them go to the center torso rear, which leaves me with just 2 armor remaining there. So we need to be more careful about letting people behind the ground. The Exterminator on the Warhammer hits with 3 medium lasers to the right torso, right arm, and right arm, and then a small laser to the right arm, leaving us with 9 armor there, and a small laser to the left torso, leaving us with 8. Warhammer took 40 points of damage, falls down, takes 5 to the right leg and 2 to the left torso rear, but successfully avoids damage. And the Exterminator, of course, makes his check, because why wouldn't he? The Locust kicks the Hermes in the leg for 4, leaving us with 8. The Wasp misses his kick on the Hermes, and the Wasp kicks the Awesome in the left leg for 4, leaving us with 29, but nobody falls down. So, bueno. A couple of our guys are up to 2 and 3 heat, no big deal. Thunderbolt is at 5, Exterminator's at 6, Black Knight is at 6, so those guys are all going to be taking movement penalties. We have lost the initiative, and we're also losing on the BV front. We're down 4%, 4 1/4. They're down just shy of 4. And they had more percents to begin with. So that's not good. So is it time to maybe try to come back and reinforce? I mean, it would be a little while before we even got to the Hermes. And we can't really afford to lose the Spider. Then again, the Spider is so fast and so evasive that I don't really think we're going to lose him. We might as well get some use. The Hermes, however, would like to wait for the Wasp and the Locust to go, if we can. Let's see, the Awesome gonna keep trucking. He only has one way to be evasive, and that is by not turning or slowing down for anything. Let's see. Black Knight is closing in, the Hetzers are closing in. Not too concerned with the Pike. I want to keep my guns on target though. I know it's not evasive, but I mean, really the only options we have for being evasive right now are to move into this hex, which brings us closer to everything, this hex, which likewise, or we could move the archer out of the way and get into this hex. That would leave our back turned on the Hetzer and the Pike. And that Pike is going to have real good target numbers on us with those autocannon 2s. So I think I want to try to protect the back. And there's the Stalker too. Oof. Well, things are getting hairy. The Wasp is trying to die, I swear. Archer would not be evasive this turn, however, would give us the opportunity next turn to continue advancing backwards. Thunderbolt and the Black Knight are getting closer and closer, but we have lasers for that. The Hermes is the only option we have left, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we do this, which is kind of what I would like to do, it's not ideal. It's far from ideal. It does only give us one hex where we're vulnerable in the back, though. Yep, exactly what I thought he was going to do. But hopefully we'll make the best of it. The Warhammer needed a 4, got a 6. The Wasp needed a 2. Oh man, that Wasp is a heck of a pilot. Alright, I'm still thinking Warhammer's primary target needs to be this Hetzer. That autocannon 20 is just too scary. And eventually we're gonna hit him with one of these 8s. I promise. And then on the Wasp with an 8. And then I think all the small lasers. Building up 4 points of heat, which should be acceptable, provided we don't lose any heat sinks this turn. Yeah. Let's see, the Awesome with his big guns. Oh, that's the Exterminator. Those tags were switched a minute ago. I was thinking I was shooting a Wasp with small lasers. That Exterminator, though, he still has a significant amount of ammo, but a couple of PPCs to the face should be enough to convince him that he doesn't. Those are 5s. That's a 7. That puts us at 4 heat. We don't have any targets for the medium lasers, so we'll do that. We might have to keep the large laser or something silent next turn. Archer has 5s on the Wasp or 5s on the Thunderbolt. Black Knight has 6s and 8s on the Archer. That's not great. 5s and a 6. Or do we want to do that the other way around? Do we want to use both of the LRM-20s? They produce as much heat as 2 medium lasers. And they do as much damage as 2 medium lasers if half of the missiles hit. But if we get lucky... No, I'll take the target number. Lasers hit on a 5. The Archer is... Or the Hermes is apparently getting shot at by some light strike fighters on 10s and 7s in the back. How are they? Oh, because they're coming from this way. They did fly over. So that might suck. Oh, we can't torso twist. They're not in the arc, which is frustrating because they really look like they're in my arc. Oh, we can hit their path though. That's an 8 on the first one and an 8 on the second one versus 9s on the Locust. 8s and 6s. Yeah, we'll do 6s and 8s. Maybe take down one of those fighters. And the Spider, of course, well, no, they're out of range. Okay, so the Light Strike Fighter, 39 and 40 both lose altitude from strafing runs. Warhammer lands a PPC on the Hetzer to the front, still has 20 armor left, but it's progress. Medium laser, the Exterminator to the right leg, small laser to the right torso, but overall kind of disappointing. Strike Fighter number 40 at the Hermes misses. Black Knight on the Archer hits both of his large lasers to the left torso, leaving us with 0 armor and opening up that ammo bin. Medium lasers to the center torso and right torso, which both still have plenty of armor, fortunately. Awesome on the Exterminator has convinced him that he doesn't have any armor over that engine. Going internal and doing a crit, so that Exterminator is going to be running hot. 5 points per turn from that. The other PPC hits him in the left arm, leaving him with 9 armor, and then a large laser to the left leg, going internal but not critting. The Wasp at the Hermes hits with a large laser, or a medium laser to the LL, not large laser, left leg, leaving us with 9 armor, and the Locust at the Hermes hits with a machine gun to the chest. The Pike, 11s with the SRMs, 7s with the autocannons, hits the right arm for 2, leaving us with less armor than I'd like. Archer at the Thunderbolt hits with all 4 medium lasers. That's going to force a piloting skill roll. That's right arm twice, leaving him with 10. Left arm leaving him with 15, and the right leg leaving him with 24. 12 missiles to the left arm, the head, forcing a consciousness check, and the left torso, leaving him with 22. The Hetzer on the Warhammer misses his 11. The other Strike Fighter, 39, hits the Hermes with 2 SRMs to the center torso rear. The Autocannon 10 Hetzer hits the Warhammer in the left arm, leaving us with 12 armor. The Hermes hits the Strike Fighter in the right wing, destroying the armor, going internal. No critical hit, but that should cause a skill check at the end of the turn. See if he goes out of control. If he crashes, I'm giving the Hermes credit. The Thunderbolt on the Archer hits a medium laser to the right leg, SRM2 to the left arm. We're good there. The Stalker at the Warhammer goes internal on the right arm with his first hit, critting out our PPC. And 4 SRMs to the left arm, right leg, left torso, right torso. Left torso is getting pretty thin too with 6 left. The Exterminator on the Warhammer. Medium lasers to the left torso and right torso and the left leg, leaving us with 1 armor on the left torso. Machine gun to the center torso for 2. Warhammer needs a 6 to stay standing, makes a 7. The Archer needs a 4, gets an 8. The Thunderbolt and the Exterminator also stay standing. We're going to try to punch this Wasp on an 8 in the right torso, transferring into the center torso, leaving him with 2 points of structure. Locust kicks the Hermes in the arm for 4, leaving us with 5. Wasp kicks the Hermes in the left leg for 4, leaving us with 5. Wasp kicks the Awesome in the right leg for 4, leaving us with 29, and the Exterminator kicks the Warhammer and misses. No one falls down. The Hermes almost dead. Needs a 4, gets a 4. Warhammer's at 4 heat, Awesome is at 4 heat, so those two are going to have to cool down next turn. Thunderbolt is at 5 heat, so he's going to be slower. The Exterminator, with his engine hit, gains 18 heat, only sinks 10, leaving him with 14. Needs a 4+ to avoid shutting down, rolls a 3. And then he has to make a piloting check with his reactor shut down at a +3 modifier. He rolls Snake Eyes, takes 7, 5 to the right leg, 2 to the center torso for another engine crit. So he's building up 10 heat per turn, and he only has 10 heat sinks. He is... Well, he's shut down, so he's not going to build up any heat next turn, but as soon as he turns back up, he's going to be heat neutral when he does nothing. And the pilot makes his seatbelt check. Black Knight is at 7 heat as well, so if he doesn't slow his roll, he's also going to be having targeting penalties. Light Strike Fighter needs a 7, gets a 9, so he's not out of control. Unfortunately. Would have been nice. We finally win the initiative, but we are losing the BV. Let's go ahead and move the Spider first. See if we can re-engage the Locust or the Wasp at some point. Hermes, for all of his 9 movement points, can only go 5 hexes right now. Unless we go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Would be more evasive over here. 1, 2, 3. No, he wouldn't. That's only 6 hexes. I was counting as if he was going this way. So yeah, if it's the same evasion either way, I might as well do this. Yeah, I'm turning my back on them, but they had initiative on me, and I can't torso twist, so they were going to get behind me anyway. And I'm trying to use the Hermes as an initiative sink for the rest of my forces, not the other way around. I'm not trying to put the Awesome and the Archer and the Warhammer in a bad position so that I can wait on the Hermes. I'd rather have the Hermes in a bad position. So the Awesome, 6 hexes from the Thunderbolt. Oh, did we get a message? Exterminator is immobile, abandoning unit. Who was it? He took the second engine hit when he fell down. Where did the first one come from? I want to say that was the Warhammer. Let me... Number 37. We need to look up who actually caused that kill. Okay, so the Exterminator is no longer a problem. The Stalker is slower than Dog do. If we go here, we've got the Hetzer at medium range, the Thunderbolt at short range for the PPCs. because we're not using the large laser this turn, I don't think, because we don't have the heat. Let's see, if we back up, we'd go 1 hex this turn, and we'd be able to get into the heavy woods next turn, which could be really useful. That puts us 6 hexes away from the Stalker, which is medium range for his large lasers, and within minimum range of his LRMs. So this is... Oh, we've already lost one of our PPCs. We're about to lose the arm entirely. Left torso is going critical. What do we have in the left torso? We have lasers. Same thing in... Okay, well, at least we don't have ammo to worry about blowing up like the Archer. So I think that's... Yes, we can make a 4. We cannot make a 4. We rolled a 3. Takes 7 damage, 5 to the right arm, critting that PPC again, 2 to the right torso, and successfully avoided damage. So, how many... That would have been 2 movement points to back up into that hex. So we should only have 2 walking movement points left. Yeah, it's trying to use all 4 to stand up, and that puts us in a run, which we can't do with a careful stand. So we are not going to be able to do careful stand. I did want to be facing that way. And we need a 4, and we get it this time. The Archer, of course, is just trying to put as much distance between him and everyone else as possible. Yeah, Exterminator ejects while prone, needs a 7, rolls a 5, takes a point of damage. Let's see, the Wasp runs and turns on pavement, needs a 2 because he's a heck of a pilot. And then a recap of what the Warhammer did, critting his PPC again. And he barely made his check to stand up in the rubble. And what were those guys just doing? They are swinging back around. I don't think they're going to have a shot this turn, and I don't think I'm going to have a shot on them, but they're going to be a problem before long. So the Warhammer needs 8s. The Thunderbolt's already hurt. The Black Knight is limited by his heat sinks, but that's still a bunch of 7s. That's not good. That's really not good. But we will hold while we can. Actually, let's start with the awesome. Start with these big punchy weapons. Yeah, we need 4s on those. And we'll throw in an 8 as well because we can, but I'm not trying to go too hot this turn because that was the whole point of not using the large laser, was so that we could cool down. Warhammer, this is not evasive at all. Needs 9s and 5s. Needs 7s. This is going to be ugly. This is going to be super ugly. So that's 6s and 8s. Yeah, we'll burn it for all it's worth. The Archer needs 6s on the Vedettes, 7s on the Thunderbolt, or 5s on the Thunderbolt. What was it? 7s and 5s versus 6s and 9s. I'll tell you what, because vehicles tend to be weak against small pinging hits that can immobilize them, we're going to do the LRM-20s at the good target and throw a couple mediums at him and hope that we get something lucky. The Hermes, of course, has nothing unless he can hit one of these fighters with a medium laser. Yeah, not even in the arc. Bugger. The Spider needs 10s. We'll take it. Alright, the Black Knight at the Warhammer finishes off that right arm. transfers to the right torso, leaving us with 3 armor there. Medium laser to the left leg, medium laser to the right torso, going internal, missing with the other 2. The Awesome on the Thunderbolt hits 3 PPCs to the center torso, leaving him with 0 armor. And I predict that we are going to have a very hard time capitalizing on that because we've used up all of our luck hitting the center torso 3 times in a row. The Wasp at the Hermes hits with 1 missile to the right arm, leaving us with 3 armor. The Locust hits us in the right torso rear with a medium laser, leaving us with 0 armor. The Pike hitting us with 2 SRMs to the right torso and left leg. Autocannon 2s to the left leg and center torso. Warhammer on the Thunderbolt hits him for 10 to the right torso. Medium lasers to the right leg and right torso. The Hetzer misses on a 9. The Archer on the Thunderbolt hits with 12 missiles, 10 to the left leg and 2 to the head, forcing his second consciousness check. Medium lasers at the Vedette hits the turret on the left side. Minor motive system damage. Not enough to slow it down, just an impact on its driving skill rolls. The Hetzer with the AC-10 missing the Warhammer on a 7. The Vedette missing the Archer on a 9 and an 8. Thunderbolt hitting the Warhammer in the right leg with a large laser, leaving us with 13 armor there. And the Stalker hitting the center torso with a large laser, leaving us with 13. 3 SRMs incoming to the center torso, left torso, and right leg. We're now internal on the left torso as well. Spider missing both of his 10s. Warhammer needs a 6, gets a 7, fortunately. Thunderbolt needs an 8, gets a 10. Less fortunately. Wasp kicks the Hermes in the right leg for 4, leaving 4 armor there. Doesn't knock him over. Warhammer is now at 6 heat. Wait. 6. Did we lose a heat sink? Okay, this is the turn we wanted. There must have been one in that right arm. Yeah, that sucks. We're only going to have 3 movement points next turn, but fortunately we only need 3 to back up into that heavy woods and hopefully stop taking quite so much damage. We have won the initiative, rolling off on 11s and then an 8 to a 12. So that's good. We are finally pulling ahead in the BV arena, but if we drop below 50% we lose the mission, whereas they can lose all of theirs and still win. So we'll see how this goes. So the Pike closing in. Warhammer, we know what we're doing. We're backing up, trying to protect. Let me just take a look here. Oof. Internal on the left torso and the right torso, completely missing the right arm. 2 armor left in the center torso rear. Things are not looking swell. Awesome will back up, and that only gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's in close range for this Hetzer. This is going to be ugly. This is going to be so ugly. The Archer. Kind of tempted to rush in. I mean, the Black Knight's running hot, so he can't fire everything he's going to want to. It might distract them. On the other hand, I really can't afford to be using this mech to distract them. I've got still a full ammo bin in that left torso. Yeah, we're gonna have to play the long game. Wait, what was that? Oh, the Vedette is coming in for a flanking maneuver of some kind. Thunderbolt's within machine gun range. That's no bueno. And the Hermes still cannot seem to get one by on this Wasp and the Locust. Want to move at least 5 hexes for the evasion. We could turn. That would give us at least this zone with our right laser. Maybe an autocannon over here or something, but unless they walk right in front of me, I'm not going to have a shot. But the Spider, with its 2/2 pilot, can be pretty evasive and still be pretty accurate. And yeah, the Wasp fled, which is fine with me. I didn't want to kill you anyways. So we've got an 8 there, a 7 there, or a 7 there, or a 6 there, but that's a fresh target. And there's another Hetzer over here with 20 armor on its front that we can't see right now. Whereas the medium lasers, it's going to be the Thunderbolt or the Stalker. The Stalker has not got partial cover against me, so might be worth trying to knock out the big guy. Then again, this Thunderbolt with the exposed center torso and 5 points from losing his head. Let's see what we can do. We've got 4s on the Vedettes, 5s on the Thunderbolt and the Black Knight, 6 on the Hetzer, 8 on the Stalker. I think with the Awesome, we are going to do all of the 5s. All of the 5s and a 7. That puts us back at 2 heat, but I'd rather take a 7 than a bunch of 9s. 9s, in my opinion, in my experience, just are not reliable enough to count on. A 7, still kind of hit or miss, but more hit than miss. The same cannot be said of a 9. So with any luck, we're gonna hit with at least 2 PPCs. And with a little luck, one of them will hit the center torso. But that's not gonna take him out completely. Whereas we've got 8s there, 7s there, with the PPC. Obviously, medium lasers don't care about minimum range. And we are, in fact, short a heatsink, so yeah. If we lose another heatsink, I don't want to go up to 5 heat. So we'll stop at 2. That way, even if we lose like our left arm and the heatsink there, we're still only at 4 heat, and we can continue fleeing at full speed. And the Archer, 7s, 9s, 10s, 12s. Well, that's going to be the 7s, obviously. 3, 4, and yeah, we'll take the shot that's more likely to hit. It's not the one where we're going to do the most damage, but hopefully we get something. How are you out of range? I mean, is this in range? 10. That's long range. Why is that long range? Is this also long range? Extreme range. Long range. Well, our primary target has to be on the front arc, so there's no getting around that. And then, can't mix air and ground attacks. So, it looks like a 10 on the Light Strike Fighter or an 8 on the Locust. We'll take the 8 and nothing else because that's how the rules work. Take a couple of 7s on the Wasp. Alright, the Black Knight on the Archer starts off by stripping the right leg down to 0, large laser to the left torso, leaving us with 8. The Wasp at the Hermes, 5 to the left leg, stripping it down to nothing. SRMs to the right arm and right leg, leaving them with 1 and 2 armor respectively. The Awesome landing 2 of his PPCs on the Thunderbolt, neither one in that center torso, sadly, but we did strip his left arm, leaving him with 9 armor on his left leg. Locust on the Hermes, 5 to the center torso, machine gun to the right leg, leaving us with 0 armor there. Our Warhammer on the Thunderbolt hits the left torso, the CT, but doesn't crit. Right arm, left torso, CT again, got his gyro, center torso again, got his ammo. That is a Thunderbolt down. That is good news. And then all of the small lasers, of course, basically ineffective. The Archer at the Black Knight hits with 2 medium lasers to the left torso and left arm, leaving him with 15 armor in both of those locations, and then missed with the LRMs. The Hetzer at the Awesome hits the left torso. The Vedette at the Awesome hits the center torso for 2. Hermes misses the Locust. Thunderbolt misses the Archer and the Awesome. Weird of him. Oh, yeah, Thunderbolts don't, with quirks enabled, do not take a penalty for multiple targets. They have multi-track targeting, which is spiffy. The Stalker needing 10s and 12s on the Archer misses, and the Spider nailing the Wasp in the right leg and left arm with 2 hits. And apparently no one took 20 points of damage that turn, so cool. Kick on a 5 for sure. The Locust misses the Spider. Goes internal on the Wasp's left leg. The Locust falls down, takes 2 to the right leg, takes his first consciousness check, and the Wasp needs a 3, gets a 10. Black Knight is at 6 heat. Stalker is at 2. It looks like we're starting to kind of turn this thing around a little bit. We have lost the initiative, but we've also taken out a third of their forces, so that's good. And in exchange, all we've really lost is a bunch of armor and the Warhammer's right arm. And I'm not too worried about replacing that right arm. It can be done. We might have to go through a few arms first, especially with no elite techs. We're going to be looking at like 8s to replace it, so it'll break on a 5 or less. So don't be surprised if the first one doesn't work. But we can plan for that and account for it. So the Archer continuing his rearward advance. Those LRMs are, I think, going to be more effective this turn than the lasers. The Warhammer, which is currently sitting at 2 heat, could theoretically back up to here and be out of line of sight of the Hetzer and the Pike. It'd be an easier target for the Black Knight and the other Hetzer. Let's hold off on him for right now. Continue advancing to the rear with the Awesome. The Hermes can move 6 hexes. Or he can do the thing again where he moves 5 hexes in turns. Light Strike Fighter is moving this way, so he's probably going off the map, unless he turns this way. So that's not a threat. The Locust, with a 4/6 pilot, with no arms, is going to need 8s to get up. But he does have all of his movement points. So if he can get an 8 on his first roll, then he still has 10 movement points to spend. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to turn, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he's still going to be able to get in behind me and kick me in the back of the head. But I don't see any way to avoid that. Speeder and Warhammer are the only ones left. The Black Knight has... What did he do? He ran for a mod of 1. So if we back up to there, we're still at short range for all of his medium or his large lasers. So he's gonna need 3, 4, 5s with his large lasers if we do that, which is, oh man, I do not like how much of a beating the Grand is taking right now. Alternately, we could stay where we are in the heavy woods. It'd be a 6s from the Black Knight instead of 5s, but we'd also be taking fire from the autocannon 20 Hetzer and the Stalker and the Pike. Let's see, that puts the Vedette in our side arc, which is fine, which is well and good. And then we can back up next turn and go 1, 2, 3 and be slightly evasive and put some distance between us and the Black Knight. And then the speeder is going to come this way. Only 2 evasive pips, but kicking distance from the Wasp. I like it. Locust needs a 9, gets a 5. Oh, I forgot his cramped cockpit. So yeah, he's probably going to have a really hard time getting it. Oh, no, he does down here. Let me go through this. 2 to the head. Consciousness check of 5 or better gets a 7. Made a seatbelt check at least. Needs a 9, rolls an 8. 2 to the right torso, avoids damage. And then needs a 9, gets a 10. Light Strike Fighter 39 flies off of the map, as predicted. Warhammer on the Black Knight needs 6s and 8s. Putting us at 3 heat. This is acceptable. I don't think we're going to lose an arm this turn. And also he's not even taking the easy shot. Like, you had 5s on the Warhammer. Why are you taking 8s on the Archer? You can't really consider him that much of a threat, can you? So that's extreme range with the medium lasers. So that's 9s. We'll go ahead and throw 3 of those in, and then 7s with the LRMs for 2 heat. All right. First rule of committing fire. Big guns first. And actually, that's a 5. That's a 3. Now, we don't have a PPC in our left arm, so we are going to have to torso twist to hit him. If we torso twist, then the right arm PPC is the only one that can hit the Black Knight. And since he's in a side arc, thusly, he must be the secondary target. So that would be 7s. So we could do 3, 3, 7. Or we could do just 5, 5, 5. How badly do we want to take out that Vedette? And also, can the Archer even see the Vedette? No. I think what we're going to do is we're going to concentrate fire on the Black Knight. We're going to try to take him down this turn or next, or at least knock him down and severely cripple him if we can. 7 would put us at 41 heat, or 9s would put us at 39. I prefer the 7. I know medium lasers are more effective, but in this case, they're just less likely to hit. And then, of course, the Archer, 9, 9, 9, and 7, 7, just like we rehearsed. The Hermes really only has a shot on the Wasp with his left arm. We'll take what we can get. And the Spider, 6s, we'll do both of those. Alright, Warhammer misses with the 6, sadly, and only hits with 2 of his 8s to the right arm both, leaving him with 10 armor. Black Knight on the Archer hits the right torso for 8, leaving us with 11 armor there. Awesome, only landing 2 of his PPCs to the left leg and center torso. The Wasp hits the Hermes in the center torso with an SRM-2, leaving us with 6 armor. The Archer landing 2 of his 9s to the left and center torso, but missing both of the 7s. The Hermes hits the Wasp on a 7, destroys the left arm, going into the left torso, leaving him with 3 armor there. The Vedette hits the Awesome in the left leg for 2. Spider hitting the Wasp in the center torso and right arm for 5 each. Black Knight falls down, takes 5 to the leg and 3 to the right torso. Rolls a 12 on a seatbelt check though, so doesn't take any damage or anything. And then we kick on a 4, hopefully the head. I'll take the chest, 2 jump jets out. Yeah, that Wasp has just about had it. Warhammer at 3, Archer at 2, Awesome at 3, Black Knight at 5. We have lost the initiative. And honestly, I thought we did better, but apparently we only cost them a couple percentage points this turn. Yes, the Warhammer. I want to save you for like last and see if I can not line up that Vedette in my rear arc. Archer. It's still medium range on the Black Knight. If he doesn't get up, that's what? 2, 3 for movement, 4, 5 for range, 6 for your being prone, assuming you're still prone. Yeah, I'll go ahead and move that much. Hetzer trying to get a shot on the Warhammer. I do not like that. Hoser going back up and try to take out this Vedette once and for all. Now the Warhammer doesn't have to worry about anyone getting in behind him. Right? Let me check the... Right. Check the arc here. So this hex, this hex, this hex, this hex. Yeah, you're definitely in the side arc, so I don't have to worry about you messing up my back. That does give me LOS on one of these is the Stalker. And that's within short range of his large lasers. Oh, that's medium range from the Hetzer. Hetzer is a 3-5. So he flanked. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I really don't like that. I really don't like that. Grand, you have to get out of there. And this Wasp has just about had it. He's got 1 point left on his center torso. Locust is in much better shape. We can get the full 7. Yeah, I think I need to get this Hermes out of there. He has too much exposed skin. Oh, is that what you're going to do? Well, then I will stand here. See, the thing about that spider, we can't really afford to lose it, but at the same time, we don't have to afford to fix it. It just has to survive. So we've got a 6 on the Hetzer, 6 on the Pike, 5 on the Stalker, 7 on the Hetzer, 7 on the Black Knight. I know I said I wanted the Awesome to take out this Vedette, but I think we can do better work on the Black Knight, because he's down to 120 armor. So let's go 1, 2, 3. I really don't want to go up to 4 heat right now. And we got some 6s there, so we can go 1, 2. Yeah, I think that's the plan for him. The Archer, the Black Knight ended up being at long range. Those are 8s. But it's the only shot we have, so we'll take it. Because the Vedette is behind the woods. And the Warhammer... I really need to take that Stalker out. I just don't think I have the firepower to do it. He has so much armor. And Hetzer has an autocannon 20 and a gunnery of 3. I know it's not the easiest shot we've got, but that's a 6, and I kind of feel like I have to take it. Yeah, all the medium lasers. That puts us at 4 heat, so if we do lose a heat sink, we're slowed next turn, but next turn we're just planning on backing up 3. So we can afford to lose a movement point, no big deal. Yeah, that's a risk I'm willing to take. The Hermes, can't torso twist. Might have to rethink this Hermes. It might be worth going up a weight class to replace the Hermes with an Orion or something. Just out of curiosity. Nope. Hermes hasn't got a shot at all. Oh, the Locust. Trying to get in on this. See, I don't have much armor, but I have all the armor I started with. Well, those are 2s, but I'm probably going to kick you anyway. And those are 4s, which are almost as good. I'll go ahead and take the easy shots on the Locust while they present themselves. Alright, the Awesome on the Black Knight. First hit strips the right arm down to 0. Second hit, 10 damage to the right leg, leaving it with 10. 2 hits on the Vedette to the right side in the turret, leaving it with 13 and 10 armor respectively. The Black Knight firing back at the Awesome, hits with a large laser to the leg, but at least he's not shooting the Warhammer or the Archer. Medium laser to the right arm for 5, leaving us with 19. The Archer misses both of his 8s. Locust at the Spider, 5 to the center torso, 2 to the right arm, 2 to the center torso through armor crit for no effect. The Warhammer on the Hetzer stuns the crew for a turn, which is a huge relief, leaving it with 12 armor on the left side, 7 armor on the left side, 17 armor on the rear, and another penalty to the driving skill roll. 5 more to the left side, he's down to 2 armor. Oh man, I need to take out that Hetzer, it's just too worrisome. The Pike on the Warhammer hits 2 to the center torso, 2 to the left torso, critting out one of our lasers. 2 and 4 more to the center torso, 2 to the right leg. Hetzer lands the autocannon 20 to the left torso, critting out 2 double heat sinks, and dealing 8 damage going internal to the center torso. Ouch. That sucks. Our Warhammer now has no arms and only half of its lasers. Missing at least 4 heat sinks. Oof. Not a good shape. The other Hetzer misses on a 9. The Vedette hits the center torso for another 2. Spider landing 2 hits on the Locust's right torso, leaving him with 1 armor. And the Stalker landing large lasers on the Warhammer to the center torso. 5 to the right torso, taking out another medium laser. 5 to the center torso, taking out the gyro. Left leg, right torso, center torso, and that's it for the Grand. Moment of silence, if you please. That was a heck of a mech. It was just focused down by, what, 2 heavies and an assault? Plus 2 Hetzers. Oh, I'm gonna miss that mech. Hopefully we can get something like it sooner or later. Black Knight falls down, takes 5 to the right torso and 3 to the center. No pilot damage. We will be kicking this Wasp for a 0 to the left torso. I was hoping to kill it to the center torso. Black Knight's at 8 heat, Awesome is at 2, everyone else is at 0. We have won the initiative, but we're 20% away from losing the battle. Oof. Archer can go ahead and back up this hill with a piloting skill roll, because that is an option we have enabled. The Awesome will also continue backing up, and correct me if I'm wrong, yeah, the Awesome is now the furthest away from extraction. I kind of want the Hermes to maybe do this, so he might have a shot with the autocannon. Oh, Wasp is crippled and withdrawing, flees the map. Well, you got a mod of 1. So that would be 3s, or I could get into punchy kicky range and only need 4s. 2, 3, 4, 1, 3. I don't think that Strike Fighter is going to be able to do a bombing or a pass on us. Yep, Wasp flees the battlefield. And okay, so Locust on the Spider needs 6s, but that's okay because we only need 4s, and we can kick you and you can't return the favor. Hermes, not in medium laser range, but we've got 9s there. Or 10s there. We'll take the 9 even if it is on a low profile target. Starting with the Awesome, needing 5s on the Black Knight. The Black Knight needing, what, 8s and 10s, needing 9s, needing 8s and 12s. So we're still looking at better modifiers than that at least. 5. Let's see, the 7 would put us at 41 heat, which is 3 over. Or 9s would put us at 1 over. And as I've done before, I will continue to take the 7 over the 9s. Let's see, the Archer needs 10s there. 9s there. 9s there. We could just go 10s and 10s. Right? Yeah. Let's go 1, 2, 3. And 12 is 22. Probably not going to hit with much of anything, but, you know, it's worth a shot. Black Knight misses with everything. Locust tags the Spider in the leg with a medium laser. Spider tags the Locust in the center torso for 5 and left leg for 2. The Pike missing all of his. The Hermes missing his. The Hetzer missing his. The Vedetti missing his. That's something I keep catching myself doing. I keep calling it a Vedetti. I'm almost positive it's actually a Vedette, but one of the YouTubers I watch keeps calling it a Vedetti, and it's just stuck in my brain now. The Awesome hits the Black Knight in the right torso for 10, and the right arm for 10, and the left arm for 10. About to take out that right arm, but not quite there yet. The large laser misses. The Stalker on the Awesome needs 11s, doesn't get any of them. The Archer lands a hit on the Vedette for 5 to the front, but misses the Black Knight. The Black Knight still goes down, takes 5 to the arm, which is now gone. 3 to the right torso rear, leaving him with 4, and then the other 3 to the left arm, leaving him with 2 armor. And we kick the Locust on a 2 to the leg, leaving him with 0 armor, but not quite knocking him down. Archer's at 2 heat, Awesome is at 3, Stalker's at 3, Black Knight's at 10. So the Black Knight is now going to have a movement penalty of 2 and a targeting penalty of 1. We've lost the initiative, as we are always doing. That Light Strike Fighter looks like he's trying to make a pass over us here. We can be slightly evasive, at least. and continue our retreat. Let's see, awesome there. Well, this guy's probably going to zoom up this way and then cut across here if he doesn't just do it right here. So at least one of them is going to be able to take a shot at us. So it pays to be as evasive as possible, I think. We'll go ahead. Yeah, we'll move the full distance that we can, even though it's only 3 evasive pips. And spider. And the spider might be able to get a shot on something. That Vidette, maybe. And he's such a good pilot, it seems like a waste to keep him out of the fight. Let's see, how about that? That's minimally evasive. Why don't we just go ahead and jump there instead so that we can at least get 3 points of evasion. Archer needs a 3, gets a 7. Black Knight needs a 6, gets a 10. Stalker needs a 3, gets a 5. What kind of pilot is in that Stalker anyway? He is dangerous. Oh yeah, he's beyond veteran. And it looks like both of his fighters are not trying to attack me? I don't know what's going on there. I do know I'm going to continue hammering this Black Knight for as long as I can. So let's see, that's 8 would put us at 42. Or we could do a couple of 10s and be at 40. Yeah, let's take this turn to keep the heat a little lower. Let's see, Locust is over here trying to come at my Archer. Well, let me see what I can do here. If we torso twist to the right, we can hit him with all of the lasers and still have enough heat and range and everything to lob an LRM-20 at the Black Knight. I think that's done and done. The Hermes on the Locust really only has one option, and he needs a 12. And the Spider needs 10s. Probably not going to hit, but it's worth building up a point of heat to try. For sure, for sure. The Awesome hits the Black Knight in the left arm, and the right leg, and the left torso. Doesn't do any meaningful damage, but it's progress. The Black Knight on the Awesome needs 10s and 12s and misses. The Locust on the Archer hits the left arm for 5 and the right torso for 2. The Archer hits the Locust for 2 to the center torso, 5 to the center torso, and 5 more to the center torso, but misses the Black Knight. Still, I'm glad that Locust isn't going to be kicking us in the head this turn. The Pike with 3 autocannon 20s, or 3 autocannon 2s at the Archer, hits the right leg, crits the lower leg and foot, so he is now going to have a movement profile of 2-3, which is less than ideal, considering we're trying to get off the map. The Hetzer misses on a 10, the Spider hits on a 2, wait, the Locust is already dead. The Vidette lands an SRM on the left torso rear of the Awesome, leaving it with 8 armor there. No physical attacks because the Locust died. Black Knight is now at 7 heat, which is still a movement penalty. And we've lost the initiative again. Archer will continue doing what he's been doing. Wait, who is that? Was that the Pike or the Hetzer that just did a little, did not move, flanked 1 for a mod of 0? Well, that's interesting. We can, oh man, that Vidette is being such a pain in my butt. Let's go ahead and try to bring the Hermes back into the fight. And the Speeder, let's go ahead and pick up 3 points of evasion and some heavy woods. Maybe that Vidette will present a target at us. Black Knight gets up on a 6. The Vidette needs a 4 for reckless driving on pavement, and Strike Fighter 39 flies off the map. Starting, as always, with the awesome. Oof. Wait, which Hetzer is that? Is that the 10 or the 20? I can't see. Okay, that's the AC 10. So we are at long range for the AC 10. So that's an 8. 9, 10 for his movement, 11 for ours. So he's not a huge threat right now. Black Knight is almost dead and is also the easier target. Or could take some shots at the Strike Fighter. But I think I really want to kill this Black Knight. Let's see, 10s or failure. Yeah, well, if that's the choice I've got, then I will build up 3 heat on a 10. Oh wow, Archer is a target because he is not evasive, because his leg is busted. 7s and an 11. It's an 11 from the Black Knight. That's 9s or 10s or 10s, 13s, 10s. I kind of feel like the Black Knight is on the verge of kicking it with, you know, all of these 8s. Assuming one of them hits. The right torso would be gone. The left torso would be... need to hit at least 2 of those to do any real damage. And I don't think I can count on hitting with 2 8s. So I think the Black Knight is still the target du jour. Even if it is just 9s. Hermes does not have a shot on the Vidette. And barely has a shot on the Black Knight. But we will take it because we've got the ammo to spare. And the Spider needs 5s on the Vidette. We will do that. For 5 heat, that's fine. We can jump next turn. The awesome hits the Black Knight in the left arm, transferring into the left torso, and then destroying the right torso. We did actually hit with 2 of those 8s. And we did take out one of his arms. What have you got with no right torso? So you've got a large laser in the left torso, a medium laser in the left arm, medium lasers in the left and right torso. Well, not the right torso anymore. And a small laser in the head. So you've got a large and 2 mediums left. Okay. Needs an 11 with the first large. Misses. The Archer takes 2 to the left leg from the pike. Archer misses on 9s. Hetzer misses on 11s. Hermes misses on a 12. The Vidette on the awesome needs a 12 and a 10 and misses. The Stalker needs 12s and 10s and misses. The Spider hits the Vidette in the left side and the rear, but no appreciable damage. Black Knight doesn't quite go down. Awesome's at 3 heat, Spider's at 5, no one else has any. We have, again, lost the initiative. We're down to 64% of our BV. They're down to 48% of theirs. This is stressful. The Archer, let's see, if I back up there, that's a piloting skill check. If I back up to here, that's partial cover. Yep, consider that done. Okay, that was the Hermes behind him. I thought there was an enemy behind the Archer, and I was like, what? Wait. Hermes is not going to be able to get 3 points of evasion. But I can... I could do 1 point of evasion and partial cover on a walk. But honestly, since it seems like the Stalker and the Hetzer and these guys up here aren't really pursuing us, I tell you what, since it is already about time for me to be wrapping this up, I think I'm going to call it when I kill this Vidette. Sound like a deal? Deal. Meantime, I'm going to try to kill that Black Knight and whatever else I can for the XP. But in the meantime, the Vidette is now the win condition. Once that Vidette is done, we're going to go ahead and say that we escaped. We'll back up there with a PSR of 4. Yeah, is that Black Knight fleeing? Yeah, the Black Knight is crippled and withdrawing. The Hetzer is not pursuing, the Pike is not pursuing. The Stalker did not move. Hetzer cruised 1, hiding behind the woods. So where can I put my spider that the Vidette isn't going to be able to get away from me? I think right there. It gives us 2 evasion plus the light woods, so I don't think we're in danger from any LRMs from up north. Let's see, the archer. Nothing's in range of his lasers. Has 9s on the Black Knight, or 10s on the Pike. We'll take the Black Knight. Hermes does not have a shot on the Vidette. Doesn't have a shot on anything with the lasers. Has an 11 on the Black Knight, or a 12 on the Hetzer. Nothing else is in range, so we'll take the 11. And this guy with his autocannon 2s, are you still shooting the archer? You are shooting the archer and you need 8s, but I got partial cover, so at least you can't hit that leg anymore. Alright, so awesome on the Vidette. Needs 5s with the PPCs. Needs a 4 with the large laser. That puts us at 4 heat. And we can't fire anything else, or we probably would at this point. And the spider with no target. So the archer hits the Black Knight in the right leg for 5-10, critting out a heat sink. 2 damage to the right torso, transfers to the center torso, leaving him with 6 armor. The Pike hits the archer's left torso, using up all of my edge to re-roll explosive ammo crits. So I'm glad I had all 3 points of that. Which makes me wonder, I wonder if it's programmed to automatically use edge for rerolls if it hits an empty bin or if it's only a full bin, because that archer is down to like a quarter of his ammo left. The Hermes misses. The awesome on the Vidette. 10 to the turret, 10 to the left side, stunning the crew, 10 to the front, leaving it with 5, a large laser to the front, immobilizing it and injuring the driver, but not quite killing it. Vidette returning fire with a machine gun that missed. SRMs, only 1 hits to the leg, and the Stalker misses his LRMs on an 8. So, awesome at 4 heat, everyone else at 0. And our last remaining target is immobile and about to die. So, we finally win the initiative. Vidette, of course, doing nothing. I think the archer is going to keep his damaged leg behind cover. Also, left torso. Yeah, those left torso bins were empty. So I was using edge to re-roll empty bins. So that's good to know. Maybe I could put in a report on that. Because, like, I don't want to be wasting my edge to re-roll a catastrophic effect that's not even possible. Awesome. Go ahead and just back up to here. Try to put a little range if we can. Needs a 4. The Hermes can pull 2 points of evasion and have a shot on our target. And maybe something else. And the spider really just needs to be as evasive as possible. It would help if I were not in range of anything nasty. Don't see any way to do all that and still have a shot on that Vedette though. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull back completely. Black Knight flees the battlefield. Awesome. Only barely made his 4 that he needed to keep from falling down. And the archer, again, taking fire from the pike, I assume. Needing 8s. Does not have a shot on the Vedette. Only has 1 LRM remaining. We've got the pike on 9s, the hets are on 10s, or the stalker on an 11. We'll take the 9, thank you very much. Hermes has a guaranteed hit on the Vedette, but what have we got with the autocannon? We've got 11, 11, or 12. Let's go ahead and concentrate fire there. And then, wait, where do we need to be hitting this Vedette? The front or the left? Unfortunately, the left is not an option, so we're going to be going with the front. All right, so one more time. 11 on the pike. And that should be 2s on the front of the Vedette, 1s, just 1s. So that's a guaranteed hit. Do you mind? I could take shots at the pike on 8s. You know what? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Yeah, we will go ahead and build up 8 points of heat on the possibility of, that's 5 points of heat. Yeah, that's totally not a problem. That's 8. And you know what? That's 11. If we don't kill this the Vedette this turn, I mean, I don't see how it's not going to. We're putting so much firepower on it. It has so little structure left. Yeah, Spider has no shot by design. Pike misses everything. Archer misses. Hermes misses the pike, but destroys the Vedette. So that is game as far as I'm concerned. We have effectively escaped with everything except the Grand. Yeah, Awesome hits the front with everything. We are gonna go ahead and declare victory now. Now, if I wasn't streaming, if I was doing this on my time, I would go ahead and play this out. I would try to maybe snipe the stalker down with some long-range fire. I would be trying to take out those Hetzers, but I'm a little bummed because I just lost the Grand. It's already 8:15. This is running late, and I'm not trying to spend another like hour on this. We'll go ahead and save that. We did not control the battlefield, so the Warhammer is a total loss, and honestly there wasn't much left of it anyways. Archer dug deep into the left torso, critted out the LRM-20, and I think we used Edge to reroll the ammo bins, but we do have a couple actuators to replace. Awesome says undamaged, but we took a little bit of a hurt in there. And the Hermes, which we might retire in favor of an Orion here very shortly, down to 0 armor in a few places, but didn't look like he took any internal actually. So Frederick French, we rescued him on the way out, so I declare, because skin of the teeth ejection. Exterminator, that one goes to the Warhammer, as does the Thunderbolt, it looks like. The Archer gets the Locust, and Petra and the Hermes gets the Vedette. So some XP all around. Yeah, yeah. This is how we're calling it, and this is how it happened. We do get the victory point. It only costs us, like, basically our best mech. No offense to Hoser's Ride or anything like that, but I'm just very partial to Warhammers in general, and that Warhammer specifically is one I've been using that design in my side game, the one I do offline, and it has been performing admirably well. I'm really sad to see it gone. You know what? We've got an Atlas. 190. We could add 90 tons to that and still be under the heavy limit. Let's see. The Emperor is primitive. The Orion, 15 tons under, gonna be a little bit. We could pull the other Archer out of Mothballs. That's the Mark II, not the Mark III. Mark III has double heat sinks and 4 lasers. Mark II has 12 single heat sinks and 2 lasers, so it's significantly less cool. Alright. Status. All of these guys are in the field right now, so we've got the Orion and the Rifleman taking up 2 of our transport bays. None of the stuff in Mothballs counts. So that's gonna be... Let's see, you've got 6 repairs to do. You've got 7 just in armor. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So Archer is definitely getting one of the transport bays. Awesome was 6. Hermes is 6. Well, Archer has... Okay, these are probably going to be more time consuming because I think he took more damage just on a pure points basis. I'd rather have the Awesome in the transport bay because he was taking, you know, 5 and 10 points at a pop. The Hermes was only mainly out like 4 and 6 points in each location. So that's that. Do we have an LRM 20? We do have a spare, but let's go ahead and acquire another just in case. They're not that expensive. We're also going to need, what was it, a foot and a lower leg for the Archer. We've got 2, but let's go ahead and pick up a spare. And then a foot. Let's go ahead and pick up another spare of that. Wait, did I just... Oh, I just sold it. Okay, well then let's buy 2. And this is why we keep spares. Okay, so one of them will be here tomorrow. So even if we screw up the first one, it's not going to be a big deal. Infirmary. Oh, I guess Wyvern ejected safely. I was expecting him to be injured. So we've got the Archer needing a whole bunch of ammo. We'll have Halima here on ammo duty since she already has less than full time. Let's go ahead and do 6 and 6 and 6 and 1, and we should probably pick up some LRM ammo. Okay, it doesn't say we have any LRM 20 ammo, so I'm guessing we were pulling out of 15s or 10s. Let's go ahead and rectify that. We will purchase parts, ammunition. We'll go LRM 20. LRM 20 ammo, yeah, it's saying here that we have 0. So let's just go ahead and buy, say, 60 shots. That should keep us going for a while, I say, but we take 24 shots with us into battle each time. So 60 might not be all that much in the long run. Well, let's see. So we've got a new foot, new actuator, LRM-20 on the way. The right leg and the left torso we should be able to fix. Hermes, just armor damage and reloading. Awesome, just armor damage, good deal. That's being worked on. Maxim is... let's go ahead and get you started on some SRM2 ammo. All of our tank mechanics are now being occupied, being busy. All right. We're gonna have to figure out what to replace Wyvern's Ride with. Might end up being an Atlas. Which... Didn't we mothball you? If we didn't mothball you, we can fix that real quick. Frederick French, assigned to unit. We have the Atlas available. What other options do we have? We've got the Primitive Mackie, the Primitive Emperor, 3025 era Archer. I mean, we could take an Archer with 2 medium lasers and 2 LRM-20s and almost enough heat sinks, or we could take an Atlas with 20 heat sinks, 4 medium lasers, an autocannon 20, and autocannon 10, LRM-20, and an SRM-6. It'll put us over our weight limit, but actually, I feel like it kind of makes sense. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put our Lance Commander in the Atlas because it is traditionally a commander's ride, and we will have Frederick French in the Mark III Archer with the double heat sinks. It's a good mech. Honestly, I can't think of anything I would do to make it better aside from maybe putting in an XL engine and making it a 5.8. But other than that, it's kind of optimized. I like the heat dynamic where you're able to fire both LRMs and some medium lasers and run and not build up any heat, or fire all the lasers in one LRM and run and not build up any heat. It works for me really well. So when we come back, we will be doing some repairs. It's Thursday, so we've got today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's 4 days, 5 if you include Monday. So we should be able to take care of all the armor and replacing stuff. Well, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and see what we can do right now. Go ahead and get started on that, and hopefully we don't roll a 2. And we'll have B doing that on a 5. Yes. We'll have Loney doing this on a 5. Or Veronica. No. Okay, that LRM is going to take a little bit of extra time. We can have B do that, and Halima do that. Alright, so left torso is in progress. Bunch of armor to repair, LRM-20 to install. But we're already in much better shape than we were before. So that is great news. 6s, yeah, we'll do. Okay, so the awesome is coming along nicely. Let's go ahead and just pray we get lucky some more. 175, so that is 105, that's 80, that's 50, cool. The Hermes, yeah, we're gonna probably spend extra time on all of these because like I prefer a 4 or a 5. I'll do a 6 in a pinch, but 7 is just asking to waste armor points, speaking of which, let's go ahead and just, let's see. I want to say they're 50,000 a pop, so we can afford 500,000, I think, to get another 800 points on the way. Oh. Attempts to find armor, needs a 3, rolls a 2, and does not find any armor. That was worth some XP though. Not enough, but you know. Is anyone else ready to do any leveling? It doesn't really look like. Murdoch, you need 40? You need 40, unless we want to start going into your secondary skills. Fred, aka Hoser, 5 isn't going to be enough to do anything. Petra is going to be 1 away from a piloting point, so that's cool. And Frederick French, 8 points isn't enough to do anything either. So that is where we stand. Let's go ahead. We'll just double check. Yeah, that's new day, new save. So yeah, I appreciate everyone coming to join me. I hope you've enjoyed it, and my mouse is doing that thing that I knew it was going to, where I can't access my other screen. There we go. It's like an invisible wall. It's only there sometimes. Anyway, this has been the Silent K. I appreciate your attention. You've been a very appreciative audience, and I thank you. We'll see you again next week. Don't forget to hit me up on YouTube or stream or at Twitch or the Discord. Let me know how you feel about me streaming on Tuesdays or whenever. Let me know your opinions on the game XCOM if I decide to maybe stream that. It's something definitely could be thinking about doing. Thanks again. Y'all been wonderful, and have a good one. And happy Tookie Day.